Why'd you need to stop streaming? Because you got Armand on there, don't you? You got to redo the thing, don't you?
Nope. That's not it at all.
Oh, no, the description.
Still got the chat from earlier. It's good though, I like it. There's our peeps. They're back. Here? Starting to roll in.
All right.
We got, I saw Putty Tat, Wooter. I thought I saw Scott.
I thought I saw
Frankie.
Putty Tat. I did talk Putty Tat.
Okay. This doesn't seem right.
Why did you do the description? Because it still says bonus this day in history.
Reload your page.
Yeah, it still says that.
What the fuck? Close your tab. What show am I on here? This should be Surreal Talk. Why is this not working?
Hey, we are back. Weather
Bonus
modification. I seen that.
Yes, not wrong.
Everybody's a critic.
Armand asked him just to be on the show, so we did.
Just kidding. Lots of guys in here. Sausage party. That was a joke too. For watching now. What the fuck? See how quick I was to turn it down that time? Uh-huh. Oh, fuck.
Hurricanes has 2 R's? Yeah, that's right.
Whatever floats your boat.
There we go. Good enough. Where's the GIF button? That's funny. This mouse sucks. It's making me look like an asshole.
Yeah, AARP, no shit. That's like the insurance gig or whatever. Hi.
There we go. Okay.
Well.
Okay. Does it say the right shit on your screen now?
Yeah, it sure does. It says it now.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, that was loud.
Yeah, I did that on purpose because fuck you.
Is that right?
That's right.
Asshole. Go fuck yourself.
No.
What's that Joey Diaz say? Blue cheese dressing or go fuck your mother, cocksucker.
Yeah.
He's from Buffalo, you know, where buffalo wings were created.
I've been to Buffalo a couple times. You ever been to Buffalo?
Never been to Buffalo.
It's only about 9 hours from here. About 9
9
10
hours.
About 9, 10 hours.
Yeah, he's pissed when people use ranch dressing on hot wings.
How dare they, huh? How dare they?
What is the clap test? When is the clap test?
Yeah.
Fucking right now.
Wow. Who asked for the clap?
Wouter Van Putten.
Good call, Wooter.
Wouter.
Is it good? Let us know, Woot.
Could be Woody A. Yes, loud and loaded.
Go to the bubbler. Oh, yeah.
Here comes the Woot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there goes the clap. I just saw it flash through in the video.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Was it positive? You tell us.
Depends on how you look at it, man.
It was good. It's good for me.
We've been getting shit on by YouTube, by the way, lately.
Why? What are you talking about?
All of our ads are not suitable, or all of our videos are not suitable for all advertisers, so...
Yeah. They fucking...
I'm going to start requesting some manual reviews. Fuck it.
Really?
You know what? Fuck it.
Watch them demonetize everything, then. They'll be like, oh, yeah, man.
The shitty internet was said to be not... I guess because it says shitty in the title. Okay, I'll give them that one.
All right.
I'll give them that one.
Agreed.
Sasquatch Super Show they were fine with. Highly Weird Deaths, not so much.
Yeah, because you probably just...
I think it's keywords. So everyone's wacko and Waco. I don't know why that one wouldn't have...
Because you're calling them crazy.
Yeah. Shitty internet didn't get it. Highly Weird Deaths. True Crime, Seth Rich. Howard Hunt, for whatever reason. Spymaster was not suitable. That's weird.
They don't want anybody to know about that.
Hollow Earth, the second Hollow Earth. True Crime, Chris Benoit. New World Order.
What's up, Rennie?
Mary Jane, all three of those. One of the Vault 7s. The first Vault 7. All Over the Place 2. Vampires 1 and 2.
What? What the fuck's that about?
We're getting pooped on. We're getting pooped on, man.
Switch to Vimeo.
If they demonetize this day in history, we're going to be looking for a new place to stream. Because at this point, we're not making any money off it anyway. And you're going to be dickheads about it. I'm going to take my ball and go to another playground.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't need this. Maybe we'll start doing Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube's got the rocks on the playground anyways. The new place has got the new rubber shit.
Yeah, I like
cut
the
up
rubber
tires.
shit.
It's nicer on your feet. So.
Yeah.
Plus the swings are better.
When is the Celebrity Clones episode? I don't know, Frank. But that's cool.
Yeah, have you not seen anything about that? That's a pretty gnarly one. They like I did a 20-minute dive into that one time about a Miley Cyrus thing. So.
Hey, Wooter, do you know if you can do
6K WP?
Mm-hmm. Live on Vimeo?
I'm feeling better. I hope so. You still got tomorrow off, though? Don't tell your fucking boss you're feeling better.
I'm Googling.
And there's no A in feeling. It's 2 E's.
Apparently, Vimeo does not offer live streaming as of 2016.
Seeger says I had the nipple slip in Vampires. You would remember that.
You would remember that. A couple more minutes and we'll start the show.
Yeah, I'm ready. We got 8 watching now. They were probably like, F that. I already watched one Surreal Talk today. Well, it wasn't Surreal Talk. You guys should have seen Everett before the show. These desks go up and down automatically like this. Like
not automatically. You got to hit a button.
Right, so up and down, you know what I mean? And he fucking pushes his chair under the desk and it gets wedged up onto the button. And so it starts going down and tipping the fuck over and everything on the table. And
which is why I'm on a different camera than I should be, because for however it happened, it broke the one camera.
Yeah.
I don't even
That's
know.
not the first time he's done that. Weather modification. I mean, did you ever think something like that would be possible?
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm saving that dialogue for the show. I was just asking you a question.
Off the record, man.
Off the record. What do you think about weather modification?
I'm not answering that off the record. I only talk about these kind of things on the record.
On the record. That's it.
Right.
Strictly. Yeah. No bullshit here.
Jay's got a point. Google Hangouts is still Google.
Fair enough. Yeah. I heard that.
You hit me with that fucking ball bet again. Who's that got a signature on there? Is that Steve Flowers? It is. Why would he sign that?
What are you talking about?
There's a signature on that ball bat you're using. There's a couple signatures.
This is a wiffle ball bat.
Yeah, I don't care. The people do dumb stuff in here. One of those might be like Benji Molina. Take a look.
You can't read signatures like if you don't know who the fuck they are.
Give me that shit. Yeah, you're right.
Sound is out, Jonas says. Sound is fine for me, Wooter says. Jonas, see if you muted your laptop or phone.
And or Maybe you're watching on both.
Hopefully you are. Extra views. Oh.
We got no views right now. We got nine people
right? Yeah. That's the bat. The bat. Yeah, that is the bat. I'll have that back, please.
You're not getting the bat back.
Come on. What the F? That's it, then I'll wear sunglasses the whole show so you can't tell I'm staring at the bat.
I just won't talk no more.
It's back. Clap test was positive. This is the itch. All right, man. Are we ready? Maybe Jake's. Yeah, I misspelled that my whole life for some reason. Oh, I hear you. There's a couple of words that always fuck me up too. Like, it's guess. Like E or U. Which one comes first?
Did you de-plastic your laptop?
It's my guess. Yeah.
I missed it. Damn it! I wanted to see that happen.
I did it immediately after you talked about it.
I thought about Twitch or Mixer Wooter. I did, but yeah. I'm actually considering retooling the whole show.
I'm on a converter.
Would you guys
catalytic
like to show less
Torque?
if we were to sit next to each other and do like a anchored type show to where we sit and have a conversation?
Yeah, I wonder what that would be like. Like if we both sat at a desk with a camera pointed at us. I think we don't talk shit as good enough if we're not looking at each other, though.
I have access to a couple, decent stage setups.
Right.
I mean, would you want to do that? Set our laptops down and do a
front-on show? We would get
show?
too serious with ourselves. I'm not with that.
No, I think we could do it our own way.
Yeah, I just feel like I can talk shit better to you when I'm looking at you than I'd have to turn around and be like, "What in the fuck?" You know what I mean? Damn near anyway. No latency. Everett is close to the door, so he should have it in case of zombies. Oh,
it's a wiffle ball bat. It's not going to do much.
No, and I'm a little more badass than he is, so really I should be by the door.
That.
You don't remember the time I
who wins in a fight, Daryl or Negan? You can be Daryl all you want, but I'm still going to kill you with my bat. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Daryl Dixon, oh, he's the badass of Walking Dead, but then Negan comes in and everyone's like, oh, God, there's fucking Negan. Oh, he's so bad. Kills the... Anyway, spoiler alert.
All right, one more minute and we'll go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Mash that like button if you like it. If you
don't,
hit the dislike.
Hit dislike. In fact, everybody just throw dislikes at this.
Yeah, maybe they won't fuck with it at all. Maybe YouTube won't fuck with it if it's got 40 dislikes on it.
Yeah, nobody will like it anyway, man.
It's better, I think, nothing.
I guess I should go over there and hit record. Oh, no, I'll do that from remote. I got the ability.
Oh, yeah? It's like, fuck getting up.
Never been a fan of it. Dude, my ultimate
whole
future
movement shit. Nah.
My ultimate hope for the future is Wall-E. Not the fact that they destroy
the planet. It's like surrogates, though. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but even I
want to
enjoy it. I want to see it with my own
eyes. I know the idea.
They just float around like big fat fucking slobs and just get everything shoved in their face and watch TV all day long. The TV floats with them wherever they're going. Yeah. Well, yeah, but now I'm not fat enough yet.
What's the difference than this?
I don't have a floating chair. It takes me where I want to go.
I mean, you could make that. Come on, we could make a fucking just thrust to weight ratio. We could figure that out.
I always wanted to make a bed that floated on magnets. You know what I mean?
You'd have to install magnets on the street, or
what if it fucking for whatever reason, like you make your bed and you use same-sided poles and magnets to make it float, but for whatever reason your guides snap and it flips over and crushes you between your magnets.
Everybody knows what that's like. Your magnets. That'd be fucked up, wouldn't it?
Suck.
That they would sell 3 beds. Those 2 fatalities.
In other news, the inventor of the magnet bed was killed testing his next prototype.
And then Tesla brings it out, and it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Yep. It's like, yeah, I fixed all that. This is cool. And now it fucking flies, too. You can take it's a vacation bed.
All right, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal, a lineupmedia.fm production. And just the same this week as is with every week, Everett and I are back, and he has a bat.
You do that, we are back every week.
I like it. It's better than Balls Deep. You got pissed off when I did the Balls Deep thing.
It was weird and rude.
I mean,
what? That has nothing to do with we're being back, though, and I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, this week, new show, new episode.
We're back with the wiffle ball bat.
What are we talking about this week? What's the name of our show?
The name of the show is Big Brother Nature.
Waka
we're going to be
waka.
talking about weather modification.
Manipulation more than modification. I guess it's modification.
It's modification, yeah. And you know, I was talking about this earlier with Everett. So this is a crazy thought to think that you could actually control the weather, because that is, as a force of nature, that's something that everyone considers that you have no control over. The waters in the ocean, the winds, the tides, everything. It's like nothing we can fucking do about that when that stuff happens. That's why they call it a natural disaster.
Well, weather science since the beginning of time for science was never manipulation. It was just guess what's going to happen.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? Let's figure out what it's going to do. We have nothing we can do about it.
Weather science has gone so further than just meteorology to like now it's
right. Instead of predictive models, they're like, well, why don't we just go ahead and modify it, make it do what we want? So the biggest example you know about this that you see all the time, and people have been wanting us to talk about this for years, is HAARP.
Years. Come on, we haven't been on the air for years.
Years.
A year and a half.
Years.
Year and a half.
I would say since 2002, people have been coming up to me saying, you guys need to do a show.
When you do Surreal Talk, like, oh yeah, you mean like 15 years in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but what HAARP is, it stands for high frequency altitude or auroral altitude. What the fuck is it again?
High frequency
active auroral research program.
There you go.
It's a little place. Well, it's one of many places actually, but the main place
we checked it out on Google Maps. I mean, it's fucking.
It's an array of 80 antennas that are 72 feet tall.
180.
Oh, 180
antennas
180
that
antennas.
are 72 foot tall. Yes.
With like a broadcasting strength of 3.6 million watts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is 72,000 times more than what any normal AM station in America is allowed to broadcast.
It's in Gakona, Alaska, and it's a joint project between the United States Air Force, the Navy, University of Alaska, and it gets funding from DARPA. So that's just what's all about. So, and BAE Advanced Technologies are the ones that, as weird as that is, BAE Advanced Technologies.
Why is that weird?
Because that's that stupid slang word, bae.
I don't know. That's a babe. You're missing a B.
No. Never mind. Anyways, BAE Advanced Technologies are the ones that actually came up with this. So
they're like the Lockheed Martin, so to speak, of this, or the Boeing.
Yeah.
They're the contractor.
They're the contractor. They're the ones. Yeah, they push the buttons. The government.
So do you understand what it does? Do you understand what they're doing? With
I got a pretty good idea, but I think that you could explain it a little better than I could.
All right, I'm gonna go all layman on it.
Once again, you're missing the point here, Everett.
What they're doing is shooting a ultra, or what do they call it? Extremely low frequency wave.
ELF waves.
Extremely low frequency waves, about 90 miles up into the atmosphere, up into the stratosphere or the ionosphere. What they're doing is ionizing particles up there and they're making it a little bit hotter and creating high pressure zones.
Essentially, they're just ionospheric heaters is what this is doing. It's heating each one of these stations is.
Right. So
HAARP is no different.
What happens whenever you heat the ionosphere that high up, it puts a big bubble of high pressure out, which can do anything from push clouds away from it to actually affect the path of the jet stream, which is a worldwide phenomenon. There's 2 jet streams on the planet, one on the north hemisphere.
Well, you're telling this story.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it works.
Okay.
So just from doing that and calculating it, they can make big bubbles of high pressure. So there's side effects, though, when you do that.
Such as?
Okay, well, everybody knows from Tesla's experiments in resonation that you can get something that it has its own natural frequency.
Everything has its own natural frequency.
And the Mythbusters even did episodes about it where, they had the little guys bouncing on the bridge or the thing that shakes the bridge apart or the building apart.
There's actually rules in the United States military that you can't walk active cadence on a bridge because of the...
They're afraid that you'll match the frequency of the bridge.
And the resonation can cause it to collapse. So that's actually a thing. This isn't myth on that right there.
Right. So the theory is one of the side effects with HAARP is they're bouncing they're not just sending this radiation, this electromagnetic interference up into the ionosphere and it's staying there. It's actually bouncing back off and going to other places on the planet, kind of like a light bouncing off of a mirror. So when this very low frequency vibration bounces off the clouds and comes back and hits some random place on Earth, it has the potential to do more than just fuck with atmospheric weather. So say it hits a fault line, a very low frequency rumble can shake the sediments in the ground.
It will resonate the frequency, match it and
possibly
resonate it.
Free up a fault line to have an earthquake.
Yeah, so like, okay, so a lot of people with this HAARP thing, a lot of people don't drink the Kool-Aid on this, but the earthquake.
You've been converted.
The earthquake thing is one of the most legit deals that I feel like, because if you believe that you can go to the doctor and they can break up a kidney stone with high frequency sound waves,
right? Ultrasonics. Same thing they do at the dentist.
If you
whenever
believe
you get
that,
your plaque taken off.
I mean, come on, man. That's.
It's more or less the same technology.
It's the same thing. It's say you're on a fault line and you got right here and you just shoot those high frequency waves in there.
Is this another example of science not getting the whole picture on what they're doing, similar to like fracking? So fracking they thought was, wow, this is a great way we can shoot high pressure water down into the ground, free up all this oil, all this natural gas, and pressurize it back up. But what was the side effect of that?
Everything's flammable now. The water, the streams,
there's that.
Your tap water, your toilet, your
earthquakes. They have small earthquakes from those, like
because of fracking,
up to 4 to 5 Richter scale earthquakes. So is this another case of science figuring out what they wanted to do, but not seeing what happens on the periphery of their experiment?
Yeah, not caring about the side effects of what they're doing.
Collateral, almost.
Yeah, collateral damage. Yeah, you can do this.
You're shooting at the target, but what's behind the target?
Yeah, that's just nuts, man. Anyways, I thought the earthquake thing was like the best example of that being put to work. Like that's something that you could wrap your mind around easier. You get that ultrasonics work by can break that shit up.
Well, let's think about it like this. Let's go a little further down the rabbit hole with HAARP at least. If it's got the power to possibly create an earthquake somewhere else in the world, who's to say that it can't? And if you know what you're doing, target it anywhere in the world by bouncing it off the ionosphere. Maybe they figured out originally that was a side effect, and then they started using it. This is kind of crazy, and this is something more like what Eric would say, but I brought this little theory up to him earlier today. What if the NWO, and this is crazy, they who are
the elitist global agenda.
Right, they who are them, who are they, have commandeered HAARP or its similar technology.
Well, there's 5 actual. Now, there's more than that, but there's 5
almost
known.
30, right?
Right. So there's 5 that are actually like HAARP. They're not hiding. That's an
arrays,
actual,
right? That are known.
That are weather modification stations.
What if they've got a hold of these and they're actually using them against the third world? So stay with me. If you can create an earthquake, say off the coast of Mexico, like the other day. Who's to say they couldn't have created an earthquake in the Indian Ocean?
Or in Haiti.
In 2004. Or in Haiti. Or
if they
were really pissed at Japan, they could have did the whole thing there. I'm not saying every earthquake, but there are theories out there that I'm not saying that every earthquake is man-made, but who's to say that they couldn't do that? If they figured out the rough science behind it, you know what I mean? Who cares if
right.
I doubt they care if they're accurate to an inch.
No, hell no. Just
as long as you're destabilizing a region, that's CIA type shit.
Yeah, well, and that's part of the plan, depopulation. You want to get rid of all the third world countries that don't, I guess contribute to what we would call
who knows what their
society.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like.
But I thought that was interesting as shit, though, man. That you went down the rabbit hole deeper than I did. I was like, oh.
I'm not saying I believe that at all.
Hell yeah.
It's just. After having done this show so long, this is the type of dumb shit that pops into my head.
That's not dumb. How is that dumb?
I'm not saying it's dumb, but
that's not dumb. I mean, that's just it's a reach.
Let's
go
down it further. Okay, so say you could do that. You think you could use it for a volcano to create cause a volcano to go off?
I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going?
You're going to the core.
No, no, but that's a good.
You're going to the core.
No, let's just think. Say there's a volcano that isn't dormant; it's active. Who's to say you couldn't destabilize it? So what happens when you have you ever tried to blow the bottom out of a bottle
successfully?
You did that?
Yeah.
So you know how
but
that
you have
works,
to have
right?
a little bit of water in it. You
right,
can't
exactly
do it
right.
Without
you know
water.
what the principle behind that is? So whenever you hit the top of that bottle,
I know you're going to tell me.
Yeah, when you hit the top of that bottle, the liquid off the bottom of the bottle pulls away, like the inertia of the
suction,
bottle.
Huh?
It is a suction. It creates a vacuum, and that smack back down, that vacuum collapsing where there was no air, that's what blows the bottom out. So what if you could create small bubbles like that by shaking inside of the magma in a volcano and create
just
small little
loose space areas, boom, boom,
more
boom.
or less create like a steam explosion, so to speak. It's got to be possible, right?
I mean, I'm the wrong one.
I'm just going down the rabbit hole. You get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, no.
If you've got the ability to shake shit on such a large level at such a high frequency, well, it's low frequency comparatively to
right, but
like
that's
radio waves, like standard radio waves, but still, Scary.
I mean, well, imagine if they pointed that shit at something like a fault line that has been known like this.
Or San Madrid fault, or what's the one out there in California?
San Andreas, right?
Yeah, San Andreas fault.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if
or New Madrid is what we're on.
Sorry, New Madrid,
San Madrid.
Yeah. That's you're to Spain or something.
Did you see San Andreas with The Rock?
No, I like The Rock, but I didn't see it.
It was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Really? I heard it was one of the most scientifically inaccurate movies out there.
Have we had this conversation before?
I think so.
This is some deja vu shit.
We did talk about this before, huh?
This is weird.
NGT or NDT.
Was it last week?
Fuck, I hope not.
God damn it.
We gotta lay off, ladies and gentlemen.
So check out HAARP. It's some pretty nutty shit. There's a billion videos on YouTube you can find about it. There's a billion new ones in the past week or two because everybody is convinced.
And I want to make a confession. That's kind of why we decided to do weather modification this week, because it is such a hot topic. Everyone is convinced that the hurricanes here are
yeah, Irma and what was his name? Hector, fucking what's
Harvey,
Harvey,
Irma, Jose. And let me find this.
I've seen a graph on the internet though that shows the last X amount of 20 or so hurricanes have developed almost in the exact same spot in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Africa. Of course, they all develop off the coast of Africa. We know that Atlantic Ocean hurricanes do that. But the graphic I saw, and I can't back it up at all if it was real or not. They all started from like the same, what would look like a 50-mile radius. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they get slightly off the northeast coast of South America, and they curve up, and that's where it all changes. But it's like somebody's doing something on that little section of the ocean over there. What if they're bouncing HAARP off the ionosphere again and heating up the ocean water there, just vibrating enough to heat it up, creating just a slightly warmer effect in the water there? And that's how those hurricanes create.
Well, right,
anyway.
yeah, the difference in the temperatures, the heated water and the...
Say they were able to do that, and it's, the place itself is only about a half-mile wide, the actual antenna array. Once it gets into the like 90 miles up, it's like 2 miles wide. The way it branches out, what do they call that? The focal beam, the way it spreads out. You know what I'm talking about? The spread of the beam.
No.
So you know when you point a flashlight on the wall and it opens up the further away it is.
Yeah.
So HAARP, it opens up to about 2 miles by the time it gets 90 miles up in the air.
That's the spread.
The spread. So what about after it bounces off? What's the spread now after it's bounced halfway across the world and hits the ocean? So say you've got a 50-mile stretch now that's being slowly heated over time.
Yeah, but I would think even if the spread was wider, it wouldn't make it stronger.
No, it would. You would lose. You definitely. There's only so much energy going into it.
Exactly.
But still, say you focused in it on an area for any amount of time and heated it up even a degree or two. That's enough in the ocean to fuck shit up. It's the same thing in our atmosphere. A couple degree change in the atmosphere is enough to really screw shit up over a large area.
Yeah, that's true. So I was talking with Everett today. Our speaking nostalgia, our very first recording that we ever recorded way back when this was Nick of Time.
Never released.
Never released because it was shit. So, but it was on chemtrails. Mm-hmm. It was on chemtrails, and that's.
Man, I wish we still had that. I can't find it.
No, it was.
But
like,
can you imagine what those sessions were? Was me yelling at you because you have no fucking clue what you're doing?
Yeah, well,
which is still these days.
We didn't know how to
happens.
have a conversation without insulting each other. Which fuck you, because that's not really.
Oh, it was a hit and miss bullshit, and I had still had no care about conspiracy crap at the time.
And that's another thing. So if I had talked to you a year and a half ago about how you think earthquakes can be managed by a facility in Alaska and pointed and directed, what would you have said? I mean, Everett is the most non-conspiracy aligning person that I usually deal with here.
That's not true.
He used to
dealing
be,
with you here,
right? Well,
yeah.
It used to be. So
there's only me
to
and you.
see him go from, your MSNBC, you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. To man, dude, that's kind of possible, and that's like
Well, I've chilled out a little bit and changed my view that everything's partially possible. There's even if it's a minuscule chance, there's still a chance. You got to go to the Lloyd Christmas. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
I really want aliens to be true, but I don't believe these fuckers who get anal probed every other weekend. Anyway, back to.
Well, I didn't think we talked up enough about cloud seeding yet. So
we haven't even got there yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well.
So cloud seeding, what is it?
Cloud seeding. Well, it started in like 1945. It's where they run into the clouds with airplanes and they inject silver iodide.
Sulfur?
No.
It's silver. You're right. So is it
silver iodide particles?
Colloidal silver? Silver iodide?
Silver iodide particles, yeah, into there, and I guess those act as a seed for the water to gather around and
creates a cloud. And what was it they were saying? Like 88% of their trials with it produced
84% of the clouds that they seeded produced rain immediately.
Well, pretty much immediately. Yeah.
What they could tell that it was from that. It was,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So
cloud seeding's totally a thing. They actually used it in the 2008 Beijing Olympics to clear up the smog and shit. You
well,
know,
China themselves, they have a whole weather like task force. Their country has it. What's it called?
Well, North America has the North American Weather Modification Council.
China has one that has over like 32,000 employees.
Yeah, so
No shit.
So
They've got
is
military weaponry converted to be used, you know, for
this,
for cloud seeding, for weather modification. They have a fleet of airplanes that they use for their cloud seeding and all that shit. It's a big deal in China. It's real science to them over there. It's not hidden science like it is in America.
They try to downplay this shit and actually call everybody conspiracy theorists that talks about weather modification here in America. But in other parts of the world, this is a well-known, well-practiced science.
There's a real good video Alex Jones did. Well,
yeah,
not real good.
You know,
he's sitting at his desk
dude.
doing his thing, and he's got 40, 50 pieces of paper and evidence.
9 lines of like 8 documents each. He's got a fucking bunch laid out in front of him.
He goes over and tells you what to look for, you know, like patents from companies who have created the modifications to jet fuel. What you put into jet fuel to
even the little nozzles that spray the stuff into. You know,
now you're getting a little chemtrail-y.
Because the silver iodide is actually a thing. I'm just saying. So to spray that silver iodide, that's another patent in there. Anyway.
So there was also Operation Popeye.
Yes.
In Vietnam, that was another cloud seeding attempt they did. So what they started out on the border of Laos earlier on in the war, and they were cloud seeding and bumping, you know, huge amounts of rain, extending the wet season over there by up to like 45 days in certain places. So once they figured out that it worked, they actually started cloud seeding over the actual Ho Chi Minh Trail.
The idea was to cut off the Ho Chi Minh Trail so that they would lose all the supply routes to
the Ho Chi Minh Trail was.
Vietnam.
Geez, if you don't know what the Ho Chi Minh Trail was, it's hard to explain. But in Vietnam, there was not a real trail, so to speak. It was, you know, a set of trails. It's how the North Vietnamese, the Viet Cong, moved people, and supplies,
like
and weaponry
with a bunch of different shit off the side.
Well, that's how it looks on a map. But a lot of it was underground tunnels. A lot of it moved over into Laos, which in Vietnam, America was not allowed to cross into Cambodia or cross into Laos. We didn't have permission for that. But the North Vietnamese didn't ask permission.
Right.
They just go walking through those jungles that Cambodia and Laos couldn't patrol. But whenever the America just sends planes and shit over, it's pretty easy to see that.
So, what the idea was, we were seeding the clouds with silver iodide over there in order to cause raining to extend the monsoon season. But the deal with that is because these weren't fucking regular roads, you know what I mean? This is a dirt trail.
Dirt road or tunnels dug into the ground.
So they actually had a saying, make mud, not war, because they were muddying up these trails.
That's good stuff.
Make mud, not war, man, so that they couldn't get through to the Ho Chi Minh Trail, cut off all the supplies, and effectively just shut their entire... the enemy down.
Yeah, I thought Operation Popeye was interesting. He actually used it in war. In 1977, though, I think it was 77. Yeah, weather warfare was banned in Sweden or Geneva.
Geneva, yeah.
They basically said you're not allowed to change the weather for purposes of war anymore.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't weather modify yourself. So that was the thing. People can still do it.
Russia did that with Chernobyl. Whenever Chernobyl happened, they cloud seeded a shit ton and made it rain happen before the radioactive rain could make it to Moscow.
Yeah.
They seeded it and made the rain come down in Belarus. Or was it Belgrade?
No, it's Belarus.
Belarus, which is Hungary now. But back in those days, it was still part of USSR.
Yeah, it was Soviet Russia.
Uh-oh, what's this? Show.
Iodine.
So YouTube has this new...
Iodide.
YouTube has this new feature where it automatically hide comments that it finds kind of crazy. Jonas just says, big old fat rain, and it blocked it. In all caps. I guess it thought it was too much. Jonas, you got blocked, but I enabled it.
Oh, you enabled it?
Yeah, I happened to catch it happen. I don't know how many I accidentally clicked at the beginning of the episode. It said something like, YouTube has a new feature automatically. I'm like, yeah. Uh-oh. Belarus is a fucking country? I thought it was part of Hungary. What's Hungary's capital? Hey, I'm fucking it up.
Budapest, right?
Budapest, Hungary? Oh, yeah, you're right. God damn it. It's been one of those days.
Oh, wubba lubba dub dub, I got you.
No, Wooter got me.
Oh. No, but I said Budapest.
Why don't you shut up? There are actually 37 countries right now operating weather modification programs, more or less out in the open.
Yeah, no, this is a thing. This is a thing that nobody gets. It's like, oh, you're stupid, you're crazy. This is bullshit. Why would you even say weather modification? This is a fucking thing. Here in America, they don't talk about that. But we have listeners all over the world, and I'm sure people are like going, why are they discussing this? Because this is, duh. I mean, fucking duh. But no, they keep shit from us over here, man. You'll have that.
What are you going to do? We talked about earthquakes and hurricanes as a possibility, volcanoes.
Solar radiation management. Look at that.
Oh, that was a good theory too.
Yeah.
So, and there's videos out there about it that they're actually seeding the atmosphere with reflective particles to combat global warming.
Like aluminum iodide instead of the silver iodide. The aluminum is more reflective. So, you want me to take this one?
Go for it.
Solar radiation management is a group of methods to reduce radiation from the sun in the environment by spraying radiation-reflecting chemicals into the atmosphere. So yeah, they're just spraying that shit in there, and I guess it's supposed to block the sunlight out, but it says it can be done to reduce the sunlight as much as 30%.
And they say they've already reduced it by 30%. I don't necessarily buy that.
Yeah, I mean, that I don't.
If it was 30%,
right,
if you cut out 30% of the sunlight we get, we're in an ice age. I guarantee you we're in an ice age.
But they're actually, the fifth assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, has issued statements regarding the importance of solar radiation management in fending off global warming. So, like this,
this didn't work out the last time in the Matrix when they decided to block out the sun.
Yeah, they scorched the sky.
That's basically what we're talking about here.
Well, they're talking about they blew the fucking sun up. They scorched the sky. I mean, they didn't
blow the sun up.
They didn't have any sun anymore.
In the Matrix?
Yeah.
Well, they went up above the clouds and there was the sun. You can't blow the fucking sun up, you dipshit.
Hey, this is a movie. What do you think? Of course you can't blow the sun up in real life. Fucking movies are movies. They're living in the Matrix. We just did a simulation theory episode.
Oh, Lordy.
Can you say simulation for me, Everett?
I could, but I'm not gonna. So here's another thought. What if all this weather modification that we're seeing and all this crazy stuff going on, what if this is actual alien terraforming? What if those fools down at Dulce Base are behind it? The Grays.
Okay.
This is all again me.
Yeah. You're missing me with this one, but go ahead.
Think about it. What if they're trying to lower the temperature or increase the temperature or something different to make it a little more habitable slowly?
For them.
For over time. Just a thought I had. I'm going to get away from making these kind of theories because I'm getting way too crackpot.
Hey, now there was something that I was really, really okay with. The over-the-horizon radar due to reflectivity.
So that's not really weather modification. Weather modification, I think, would be a side effect of it.
Yeah.
So if I'm to understand what that is, they drop a bunch of that, either aluminum iodide or sulfur dioxide, whatever. Silver in the atmosphere, and you can bounce your radar over it and extend it normally you got to have line of sight with radar.
Over the horizon, yeah. So you would
it's like using mirrors with lasers, you know what I mean? It bounces off the mirror and hits the target on the other side of the horizon.
And I just thought that was really fucking cool, I mean, if that's what this is about, tell us, because I'm okay with that. I'm okay with over-the-horizon radar due to reflectivity as long as it's not killing people. But, you know what I mean? You got to come out and say that shit.
Agreed.
What about Storm Fury? Operation Storm Fury.
Yeah, I done forgot what that one was.
It was a project that was meant to reduce the damage caused by hurricanes by reducing their wind speed. This was the one that
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the operation ran from 1962 to 1983 and involved creating artificial convection just outside the eye of the storm with silver iodide seeding. The iodide created a new eye wall. The eye of the storm had a new wall now. Which would close the original eye of the storm, reducing its intensity. This process was tested with 4 hurricanes and showed promising results. At one point, hurricane speed was reduced by up to 30%, and sometimes it would collapse the eye wall altogether.
You want Sharknado? This is how you get Sharknado. Because
that's how you get Sharknado.
Yeah, I mean.
Right. The results have been called into question. A lot of people call it conspiracy theory, but you can look up Operation Storm Fury. It's a fucking thing, and that has to do with hurricanes. So a lot of you people that are out there going, Irma and Harvey were manipulated, just look at Operation Storm Fury if you want to fuel that fire in yourself, because it totally will.
Let me ask you this. Do you think in the future that weather modification and weather control will be a priority for the human race? Do you think we're going to get to the point where we must control all the weather for both agricultural reasons and safety?
Yeah, eventually, yeah, we'll have to, because we know that the sun's going to expand over time, making the world hotter. But in a direct
I'm talking
future,
in the next few hundred years.
That's what I'm saying. In a direct future, global warming keeps up. We don't really have a choice then to try to modify the weather or reflect some of the sun back at us in order to avoid those 160 and 70-degree days. You know what I mean?
Well, take it further. Say you've got a global network to control the weather. You can completely remove tornadoes. You can completely remove thunderstorms that are, potentially harmful. Remove hurricanes. At least that's atmospheric weather control, though. I consider volcanoes and earthquakes and stuff to be a certain type of weather, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's natural processes. It's the Earth's natural processes that we need to control.
We read that thing earlier that said that certain people believe that all the natural weather cycles of the Earth are actually gone already, and that we're completely controlling it.
I'm glad you brought that up. That would be interesting. I don't think it's true, because to keep the weather going, like, we don't have that kind of understanding to know what it takes to keep the planet working right. You know what I mean? What processes keep, you got to keep the jet streams going.
The North Atlantic current is huge.
We don't understand the complete picture for the weather of this planet. I don't think we could have killed it and kept it going. You know what I mean?
I think we could have killed it.
Well, I think we could
if that was the thing, but I don't think we could have brought it back.
Just like, again, in the movie The Core, where they built that giant coil and were experimenting with targeted earthquakes. They stopped the core of the planet.
Yeah, they stopped all the molten metal from spinning, and they shot that. What was that? Electromagnetic energy, or what? It was like, look, a big fucking spark plug covered in copper.
More or less, just EMP, electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, that was an interesting fucking movie. We said that before. I'm a big.
Did you ever see The Day After Tomorrow with Dennis Quaid?
Yeah, that was good. That was the North Atlantic current stopped, right?
That had nothing to do with weather manipulation. What had happened there, I believe, was the salinity of the ocean had risen or declined due to the ice melting.
Yeah.
And that fucked up the North Atlantic current, which caused a superstorm, which pulled air, like super chilled air, and caused a giant instant ice age. Kind of a dumb movie, but so was The Core, but they were both fun to watch. All right, what else you got on WeatherBot? Anything worthwhile?
I mean, I don't really want to talk about chemtrails because it's
not really WeatherBot.
No, and there's even. I don't know. I just don't want to talk about that. So now, I mean, I'm good on weather modification. I don't want to talk about that. I'm good on weather modification, though.
Yeah, kind of a short show today. We did an earlier show today with Armand. Eric and I both guest hosted on This Day in History for September 8th, which was yesterday. I guess Tony, the normal co-host, was absent yesterday, and Armand didn't record the show. So he was in the office today. He was like, "Hey, why don't you get on our show with us?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, why not?" So we did his show with him. It was pretty fun. You can find them at thisdayinhistorypodcast.com. You all know Armand. He was on last week's show. He's been on 100 shows before. One of the smartest guys we know.
Yeah.
So check that out.
He's got an incredible knowledge base.
That should be out Monday. This show will be out Monday. If you're listening to us on Monday now, go ahead and find This Day in History and give it a check. What's YouTube chat saying?
I'm just looking at stuff here. Jay says, I think they used HAARP and created the polar vortex and almost killed us.
Could be.
I mean...
I guess he's saying the mega winters, the polar vortexes that come down and just fucking give us those crazy cold snaps. Could very well be HAARP. We don't know if they're creating false high-pressure systems. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's amazing to think that what they can actually do. And now, think about this. If all this is allegedly for good use, you know what I mean? The reflectivity to keep out the heat from the sun.
I'll tell you that's why they're not telling us, because then they'd have to say, "Oh, sorry, we fucked up." When they fucked up,
they'd have to let us know. And another thing is, what if they did want to use it for sinister use? Like you could target
keep it clandestine.
Yeah, I mean, there's definite implications for this.
I just want to add one other thing. My armpits smell really bad right now.
I can't smell you. I'm across the room.
I can. Take my word for it. All right, let's put an end to this stuff, and we'll see you guys next week. Oh, rating. What do you give the show? I'm gonna go with my normal 4.5.
I'm gonna go with 6. It was a short show, but it was packed full of information.
No, I don't know about packed full.
Hey, man, if you're not in on this,
it was packed full of what you should go look into. If you're into
so
this.
I don't know if you know what we're trying to do here, but we encourage you to do your own research.
We should make a T-shirt. I don't know if you know what we're trying to do here.
We should make a T-shirt of that, huh?
Anyway,
I don't think you get what we're trying to do here.
All right. Thanks for everybody for watching us on YouTube today. Thank you for downloading the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, whatever your podcast.
Watch us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Join the Facebook group. That's Real Talk of Cults, Conspiracies in the Paranormal Facebook group.
Go vote on the poll. We're still tied.
Go vote in the poll.
I think.
Team Eric and Team Emerald. Hang on,
polled.
we got to see what we got here.
We were tied as of yesterday. 151.
Ooh.
Which means you're losing.
Bullshit.
Because you voted for yourself.
I unvoted.
Liar.
I did that when I was winning.
Liar. You're a loser, and you'll always be a loser.
You're a liar and a fat mouth.
Oh, Eric has officially left his other job. That's done now.
Yeah, I have no more day job at the old place, so I will officially.
He reports here Monday.
Yeah.
I won't be with you Monday. I'll be in a meeting. We're working on a show. We're writing, but that's a whole other thing.
My first day's on 9/11.
He's actually working on his new company equipment. That's pretty cool. So
yeah. I got some stuff to do here at work. So I work here now, so this will be really neat.
So congratulations to you. I'm glad that you're finally out of that, and I'm going to put you to work and treat you like a slave.
I can't wait.
Anybody out there who plays Overwatch, I'm going to give a quick plug for UGC. We're running an Overwatch tournament down in Alabama.
Yes, sir.
In October 20th through 22nd. If you're into Xbox and Overwatch, check out OverwatchUGCOpen.com for more information.
You should put a link in the description for the video. It's a really nice video.
I'm not going to do that. They can find it. I'm not pushing it that far.
Erica, you don't get what we're trying to do here.
Anyway, end of the show. Catch y'all next week.
All right, thank you.
See yous.
I didn't think it was too bad.
I believe in God.
Is that right?
It's from Tenacious D.
Core 4.
Core 4.
CKBOWP.
Is he on tonight?
You on tonight, Jay?
We'll take 30 seconds.
What's your live handle?
We don't give out live handles.
We don't give out the live handle.
We've had trouble with that.
Yeah, that's been an issue. The live handle stays secret.
One of these days, maybe.
Oh, God damn it.
Trusted status.
Fucking YouTube name.
Do not search Eric's
YouTube name.
handle.
Fuck.
On Steam or Xbox or Blizzard.
Oh,
it's
man.
not on Sony yet. It will be.
Yeah. Jay, are you playing tonight or what's going on? You said your strep's better.
Scott's been playing a lot of Halo. I noticed that.
Yeah?
Master Chief Collection, which is unfortunate for him, but
yeah, that game's shite.
Yeah. I deleted it off my Xbox the other day here at work. They're going to have backwards compatible.
Yes. And you don't have to work tomorrow, right? What the fuck are you doing? All eyes on me. Oh, never mind.
Just clean up our mess a little bit.
Are we off?
Uh-oh, we got a message up for review. You see that? Look on the screen there.
Xbox Live handle is Death to Sporky.
All right. Death to Sporky. I'm going to send that to myself.
It's a mission to make it public.
Frank, send me a message on Facebook with that.
No, Jonas. No. I didn't come through.
That totally had to have come through.
There's no way that
Did you
came
hear it on
through.
your headphones?
Well, I mean, I don't know because like I could hear it, so I don't know if it was through my headphones or not.
Did you guys hear that? I'm not gonna say what. All right, yeah, we've overstayed.
We gotta get out of here.
We've overstayed our welcome this week.
Yeah, we gotta go.
So we'll catch y'all next week. Hopefully we do a better show. We suck. Actually, we probably will. Depending on what we got to do this week, I think we'll have enough time to do some actual research at work. Wouldn't that be cool? Get 4 or 5 hours in on like Thursday or something.
Hell yeah, that would be cool. Scott said he plays Halo with a 7-year-old a lot.
Does he? Good stuff. All right, catch y'all next week.
Later.